So with this, we invite the third speaker, Ms. Chitra Joshi. She's in charge of the Dilaasa Crisis Center at Bandra Bhabha Hospital. She has worked extensively on the issues of domestic violence and is always involved in services provided for survivors of sexual assault. So please welcome her to spread some light on a similar topic and share more knowledge on that. Thank you.
Everyone, I think I'm audible. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm just going to talk to everyone who is present over here about the kind of intervention we do with women who are admitted in Bhabha Hospital Bandra after they try to end their life by using some substance. It could be any medicine or anything which is very, very easily available domestically for women, like phenyl, bedbug poisoning, killing poison, and all those other things, or even medicines which are available at home, maybe taken by them or maybe taken by the other family members with whom those women stay. So generally, women who come to Bhabha Hospital, they are sent to Dilaasa after say 12 hours to 24 hours. Once medically they are little stable, so that people from Dilaasa, counselors from Dilaasa can talk to them. But at the same time, we really face lot of challenges when women come to us to talk, because basically they don't come on their own. That is, there is no nothing like voluntary thing where they want to talk to us, but they are referred by the doctors or sometimes by the staff nurses, where they are admitted. So that's one of the challenge for us, to make a woman speak about her feelings and her attempt, and even it is like talking about her whole life, how it is going, whether she is facing any violence or not. So we generally talk to women based on certain different topics. So first thing, like getting started is little difficult. So while getting started, first we naturally ask her how is she feeling, how was the whole thing, what is she thinking right now, what is going on in her mind, and we tell her to talk to us without any hesitation, and we tell her that whatever you will talk to us will be kept confidential, and it will be only between counselor and her, whatever she is going to share, because there is a lot of fear for the women to talk, because most of them, they face domestic violence. They may come out that they are facing domestic violence, but most of them are at the stage of denial also when they talk to us. So we really have to be very sensitive when we talk to women when they come after the suicide attempt. Then we even observe their verbal and non-verbal communication, what they are doing, because most of the times what we see is many of them, they just do not look at us throughout the conversation, because even Indian culture is like that, that woman is not supposed to look into somebody's eyes and talk to that person. That is one thing that we always look after, we always observe. Then another thing what we observe is, when they talk, they say no, it was by mistake, accidental consumption. As Sanjida said, that most of them report that it was accidental consumption. So it is one of the challenging thing for us to talk to her. So while talking to her, what we try to do is we try to map her day, like how her day is, what she does, so that we get to know a little more about her, and she can feel free to talk to us when she comes to Dilaasa department. We map her day, we ask her what does she do, does she find any time for herself in the whole day, how is she going, how she works, whether she is earning or not, what kind of things she has in her house. Then, while probing in the attempt to suicide, we even ask her questions sensitively. What did happen that day, and what was the thing after which, you felt like, taking such kind of a step. Most of them, they say accidental, but after probing very sensitively, they start talking. Then they say, you know, like there was a fight with my husband, or after a physical violence from husband, I tried to end my life. Uh, so we always ask her, was it the first time that your husband has hit her? Was it the first time that there was a violence which you faced? If it is a married woman, we ask it to her, and then we try to see, how she is unable to cope with the situation, and because of that, she has tried to end her life. In girls who are very young, in most of the cases, what we find is, there is a fight between siblings, or, mother has scolded them, and because of that, they have tried to end their lives. It's like they are so much angry, and they feel so sad, and they feel so insulted, that they consume such poison. So we try to talk to them, and we really try to make them understand that how it is really taking toll on their health. It is physical health also, it is mental health also, it is financially also. They may find, because it's a consequence of suicide. Because most of the women who come to our department, like since the hospital is a public health setting hospital, most of them come from lower socioeconomic strata of society, so they lose their wages. So those are the consequences which we really try to understand and put forth to them. Then even we help them to reflect on the relationship in which they are. Sometimes they feel it is okay, like my husband will be okay now because I have attempted suicide, so he'll come to know that, I'm so much valuable, and all those things. So when we talk to her, we tell her, that how it is important for you to be safe, and how it is important for you to be alive if you really want to fight the violence which you are facing in your life. And if you are alive, then only you can fight against the violence which you are in. If you want to get out of the violent situation, you can get out of it. Or if you want to stay in that situation, how you can be strong. So all those things we talk to her when she comes to our department. Then even we help her to recall important people, if in case in future she would feel very low, because there is always a risk. Now, once a person attempts to end the life, there is always a high risk that the same person may feel like ending the life again. So we always help her to recall people whom she can approach if she feels low, what she can do, or how even if she is literate, how she can really put forth all her thoughts on a paper, so that all the thoughts are gone out of her mind and brain, and then she can really tear off those papers and throw it away, or even if it is possible for her to come and talk to the person from Dilaasa, whoever is on the counseling duty. Even we tell her that, what are her hobbies. Like if it's a girl or a woman, very young woman, what are her hobbies, what she can do, how she can find time for herself. Because, all these things really put some strength in her, and she can really face her life if there is any violence in her life. Even we stress that how complete medical treatment is important, because most of the times, women feel very awkward in that situation. There is so much of medication which is already gone into her body. She is feeling dizzy. There is no food in her stomach for 24 hours or more. So she just wants to go off. She just wants to take a discharge and go out of the hospital and go back home. So we tell her how it is important for her to complete the medical treatment or not to go home against medical advice, which is called DAMA, like discharge against medical advice in our settings. Um, uh, then some women are at a stage of denial. We really help them to overcome the denial because that is very, very important. Because when a woman is at the stage of denial, it may be very difficult for her to think about her safety, her physical safety, her mental safety, her emotional safety, safety of her children. Because many women come to us, they are very young, they may have 1 or 2 children or even more than that. Um, then we really try to communicate with all the women who come to us after suicide attempt, but we don't want to be judgmental also. So that is another task for us as a counselor, that we cannot be judgmental with a woman. How can such a woman take, oh, see, she should have not done this, she should have done that. So like we really have to, even if we are counselors, we really have to think in those terms. Even, we have to assess possible consequences in immediate future after she goes back home. Like in some cases of women, they may have a fear that if a woman is married, then, my husband or my in-laws will not allow me to come inside the house, because I have attempted to end the life, because there is still medical legal case which is done when such cases are admitted in the hospital. And all the hospitals having casualty, they have to register such cases. So she is afraid. Or if a girl is very young and she is going to school or college, there is a fear that her education may be stalled. So we really have to talk to her about the immediate future effects of this suicide attempt. So that's what we try to do. Then even we have to validate her feelings, what she is doing, and we can understand what she must be feeling before, try to end her life, or, before consuming something and thinking now there is no point in living, like the whole situation is completely hopeless. So we really have to talk to her and validate her feelings. But after validating feelings, we really have to bring her back to the present and talk to her that, now whatever has happened has happened. Now how she looks at her future, and she has to look at her future very positively, and how she can look at her future positively, and we are always there to talk to her. Then even we draw a safety assessment and safety plan, about which even Sanjida was talking, that safety is very important. So how she can keep herself safe when she goes back, if there is any physical violence, how she can keep herself safe. And then later on, like safety assessment and safety plan is of utmost concern for us, for every woman who is coming to Dilaasa. And then we even try to draw a future plan with her. When will she come and meet us, how we can get in touch with her, because we are really concerned that once she has come here and admitted in the hospital for a suicide attempt, she should not come back with another attempt. And in few of the cases, what we have seen in past is, if this attempt is not of a very great intensity, we have seen women coming with 60% burns if the timely intervention is not given to the women, and if their emotional world is really not explored by anyone sensitively. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Chitra Joshi. And thank you all, the entire team from Sehat, Ms. Sanjida, Ms. Chitra, and Dr. Padma. Thank you. It was truly enlightening. The kind of resilience that you put into these women, and the insight into how you, have the whole act of the domestic violence and how it is spreading a light on that in India. Thank you very much. May we have a round of applause for them.